Hello and welcome to India Today. This is Anita Brito in conversation with the evergreen, the ever gorgeous Sonali Bendre. Hello, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So happy to have you here. But I would really like to ask you. Actually, हमारा reversal हो गया, role reversal हो गया है. You have stepped into my shoes, our shoes actually. Yeah. So how does it feel to step into a journalist's ka shoes?
Well, interesting because for the first time I understand what all happens behind the scene, and there's a lot that happens behind the scene. जो मुझे लगता था कि it's just about getting a story, kind of editing it and whatever and putting it out. And I realized that you could want a story and it might never see the light of the day.
Right.
Or there might be no story and yet you might be made to put it out and it can be like made into a story. Yeah. So, and the ups and downs and what are the dynamics in a newsroom. So that was very interesting. I mean, you heard here, this newsroom, that newsroom, but you said, okay, newsroom. Now, after playing this, I actually understand what is a newsroom. It's a very, I would say, for me, I feel it's a sacred place because that newsroom sets the tone for what is going out there, and the person who runs the newsroom is basically setting the tone for it. And but that doesn't mean that that person who runs the newsroom, which is the editor-in-chief, which is what I play as Amina Qureshi, can have all the answers or has all the power.
Correct.
So there's so many dynamics in play that it was very interesting to learn that.
What was the fun part about all this?
The fun part of it was the rush to get the story out, and we were actually kind of episodically also you have stories coming out, so it was fun to kind of track it and follow it and all of that. Fun was also the part that I was working with Shriya. The team that we were working with was fun, and they were younger and good to hang out with. Our director was really, really good. So was our DOP. Lovely team that we were working with, written well. So I think everybody on the set was really nice to work with. And when I say nice, it sounds very boring. When I say nice, I mean as in where they helped me with the, upping my game.
Yes. You have done films, you have done TV shows. What is that one thing that you had to learn or unlearn when you got on the sets of The Broken the News?
So, a lot of learning. There is a bit of unlearning also. Because, but unlearning in that sense was a bit less. Okay. I'll tell you why. Because for me, I think this was more like shooting for a long film. Because it was literally like a long form of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Because it's instead of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, you were doing a couple of episodes and so that is what it was. But you're facing the camera and you're acting in front of a camera and you're playing a character. See, those things are the same. And, but what kind of character you're playing was the interesting part in this, So what was I doing, the learning of the lines and staying in that character. And more than anything else, for me, the interesting part was working with the younger people. And when I say younger, I mean with different voices. Voices like Shriya, voices like Jaydeep, voices like Vinay, voices like Samit, who is our writer. They are interesting new voices. And I really wanted to work with them because with OTT coming up, lot of voices which are not conventional voices have suddenly got a platform. Yes. And I was done with doing the conventional, and I wanted something that was unconventional, but not unconventional just for the sake of being unconventional. Right. I wanted it to have some meat, I wanted it to have some depth, and I think this script gave that to me.
Right. So what is your take on OTT, coming out with great scripts, especially for women? Do you think that OTT is giving better chances to women today than cinema?
That's also because there are different kinds of stories that are being told. And it's more like probably these stories had a place in books.
Yes.
But they never had place on screen anyway. But with these platforms coming up, because eventually it's a business.
Yes.
And for money to be put into these kind of stories and to produce these stories, because OTT platforms have come up, the amount of content that is needed, that there is so much of different things that are being tried.
Yes.
So even on a platform, you get various kinds of shows and stories because there's different kinds. So everybody finds something that they can like on it, and which means viewers get a choice and we as actors get a choice.
Yes. It has actually helped a lot of people who didn't get a chance to work somewhere.
Yeah.
OTT has actually brought them in forefront.
Absolutely.
That's a great.
And a lot of times you realize that, oh my God, why had they not got a chance?
Yes. Yes.
So yeah,
absolutely. Ma'am, how would you see your journey as an actor, as a person, the career that you have, gone through? How has been that journey, and how do you look back at it? Also, anything that you would have loved to do more?
So I think when I look back at my career, I think the choices I made were based on my needs at that time. The needs now are different. And so there were a lot of things that I just could not do at that time, which I want to try out now. So it's literally like with life, even with my career, I'm getting a second chance.
Yes.
And I actually want to make good with it. I want to do different things. I want to do things that I had not tried before. I was scared to try, or I never got a chance to try. Those are the things that I want to try. I think somewhere you end up at that age being goal-oriented, that this is my goal, then this is my goal, then this is my goal. What I went through, you realize that goals come and goals go. And then you suddenly realize that life has passed you by.
Yes.
And you just might not be there tomorrow. So one thing that I have learned is that it's the journey that matters to me rather than the goal. So for me, the process, the script of this show, the process of making this show has been so wonderful that this for me is more fulfilling than just the goal, because I have not kept a goal for it.
Right.
All I've said is that I've done this, I hope you like it. That's now with everybody else. I just want to enjoy the process.
Right. So what is that one thing that that is at top of your mind that you want to do right now, after this at least? Any wish?
I don't know about what is it that I want to do, but getting here took me a long time. I said no to a lot of work. I did want a show where the character I played had a strong voice, and the character that I played had depth, and it was relevant, and it meant something to the society also.
Right.
And I wanted a story that had hope in it while being relevant, and I definitely wanted to play my age. So that all these boxes were ticked by this show. So when this script came to me, it's an ensemble, and I love the ensemble. I mean, I love Shreya and Joydeep that's there. So it was exciting that I'll be with actors whom I'm not used to. Right. And so I thought that would be great for them to understand how they do it. So for me, all these have been the ticking points.